ERCP, which reveals a localized biliary restriction in the common hepatic duct, and there was upstream dilation. We obtained brushings from from that area, and then we also put bilateral plastic transpapillary stents, and the brushings came back with malignant cells, but then there wasn't enough sample for us to run molecular analysis to kind of get more detailed understanding of her malignancy to kind of cater her chemotherapy. So this is the cholangiogram for our initial image. You can see the clear, strict hilar stricture with common hepatic duct narrowing with upstream dilation in the right and left main hepatic ducts. I'm going to hand it over to Dr. Tucker. So now she's back for repeat ERCP to get more, better sample with using the cholangioscope. We're going to use the dragonfly, and at the same time, we might also consider doing biliary ablation with the RFA catheter.
So there you can see really the stricture nicely extending both into the right and left hepatic system. You can use a short wire system whenever you're using Dragonfly. What I've chosen to do was a long wire here, simply because I'm thinking to do RFA of this hilar stricture as well. And so anytime we do RFA, we want to, I tend to prefer the long wire so that we can easily maintain our access and don't lose access while we're doing it. But here you can see how it attaches. We simply place it on, snaps it on, and then just with this buckle, can you hold the scope for me, please, Brian? Thank you. Got it? Go ahead and just contain your wire.
Got it.
And there, it's now on, and now I'm just going to snap it into place. There we go. And now it's snapped and locked into place. So I hope you could appreciate some of those maneuvers. There's a little safety feature here that keeps the scope from advancing. We're going to remove that safety feature, and now I'll be able to advance the scope into the duct. So what I'll simply do is just advance the scope over the wire. And just full traction on the wire for me, please. Thank you. Good. And as I'm pushing this, I'm just essentially exchanging over the wire the scope. And so here you can see fluoroscopically I'm advancing. And we're right up at the level of the stricture as well now. And so in order to manipulate this and to maneuver, I'm just going to use gentle maneuvers here with my scope right here to turn the cholangioscope. So it's very different than what we're used to doing in the past when it comes to cholangioscopy. And if I want to do tip deflection, that is done with this knob here. And as I turn this knob, I can deflect my tip as well. And so here you can see we're at the level of the stricture. I'm going to hold on any major tip deflection right now because I want to kind of get us into a little bit better position. And I think we can go ahead and pull the wire now because we're going to need the forceps. Good. And so a couple of the different maneuvers we can do. One is certainly I can have Brian turn the forceps for me. The other thing I can do is I can close off my suction and try and dial into the wall. So I'm going to show you that maneuver first. And I'm going to just push my forceps out as much as possible so it tense the tissue a little bit. I put my wires back in and position my RFA probe to perform RFA. And I'm using the LRA probe, which is 7 French, smaller than the Habib probe. And I think that makes a lot of sense here, given the where we are in terms of the hilum and being able to manipulate the catheter around that area, especially since we're seeing it extend in both the left and right system. So I'm going to start with the left side. And if you look at my fluoro, I hope you can appreciate the 2 dots there. That's the essentially electrodes of the catheter, and it's going to treat an 8 millimeter area here. So let's go ahead and get started with the treatment. And so
I was going to say, are you generally using the 8? Is that why you chose it? Or how are you choosing the size of your probe between 8 and 22, 11?
Yeah, great question. So as you know, these go up to 33 millimeters in length. I tend to use either the 11 or the 22, essentially. And in this case, what I like about the 11 is the depth of penetration is a little bit more shallow. And so when I'm treating here up at the hilum, my goal is to get that local treatment, but not to get too deep that I can cause a vascular injury. And then additionally, I'll overlap my treatments with it. I think that makes a lot of sense. The 7 French probe, I think, gives you a lot more manipulatability.